Sup, I'm the Allosaurus, and today I made an Allosaurus from Dino Crisis 2. So originally for this video, I wanted to make 3 Allosaurus and put them all in the same diagram. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, hey, why don't I just theme these? You know, have each one be a representation of something that I enjoy. I won't get into too much because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but obviously you can tell that in this video, Dino Crisis 2 is, the main picture. Of course, any sculpt ain't right without the perfect amount of tinfoil covering an armature wire skeleton. We got Johnny, we got Carlton Banks, and we got Quagmire. I didn't name these guys, but my friend Tristan did. He's in charge of naming them. It's a legally binding contract, so I can't fight it. I mean, if I try, I could try, but I'd lose because I don't have the money. And as you saw in the intro, that I'm a weenie. So if you just wanted this channel, you could just beat me. But also, thank you so much for 88 subscribers. It's amazing. Thank you. Hopefully we can get to 100 soon. But anyway, getting to the head of any good boy starts with a nice, rigid, rugose, that's not the right adjective, wire head. Now, as you know, Papasaurus loves to be anal about his measurements, and I have to be. You always have to be somewhere inside the lines of whatever you're copying with your reference material, because if you go on the lines exactly, like on the exact silhouette, you're going to come up with something that's a little more bulkier than you wanted. And this animal is way more streamlined. Obviously you'll see in the end product that it's not the case, but it's more safe to keep everything inside the lines, and then you can add on later. You're my heartbeat, the silent drum that's kicking me till I'm numb. I wanna feel love, the dreams bounding when you got standovations on his gate. I wanna feel free. And just like an anatomy teacher who's way too deep in half-a-fifth bourbon, we're going to connect the base of the skull to the spine via a smaller gauge wire with some super glue and baking soda. It's a trick of the trade that I learned very early on, and it is incredibly easy to do, and it's so cool to see this chemical reaction. And I'd never heard about it until when I was like 18, 19 years old, when I was just starting to get more serious into sculpting. I never heard of this chemical composition before, but I thought it was witchcraft on Maine. It was insane. And then after covering the armature skeleton with tin foil up with some Sculpey Original, we are going to be hitting it with some of that good stuff. That's that Sculpey liquid clay. This is essentially a liquid clay adhesive that you can apply to any dry piece with any wet piece, and it will stick like it is glue. Next, we're going to be hitting it with some Sculpey Medium, the Aki way, covering this thing from head to toe with as much as possible, and adding the details and refining said details as we go along. Starting off with the neck, just slowly but surely adding little worms of clay and smoothing them out, hitting it with some isopropyl alcohol and with a brush, and just building out the body. This is a lot easier to do, especially when it comes to an animal like this that's in a dynamic pose, or just any character that you're making in general, when you have the original Sculpey layer on there beforehand. It helps limit the amount of weight, and it helps you get a kind of overall idea of what the dimensions are going to be for your piece. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm simply adding more and more sheets of clay to the other layer.
to help build up the body even more while limiting the amount of weight that it's carrying. And now with any dynamic looking thing, we have to have dynamic looking stuff on said thing. In which case, I decided to add some wrinkling texture to the animal's side. And as you can see on the thigh, I added in some flexing muscle. Even the neck tendon, I decided to leave more pronounced to help show that this animal is moving. And using my silicone shapers, I just refined those shapes, douse them with isopropyl alcohol, and paint over them with a brush to help smooth out any harsh surfaces. And then it's just a case of rinse and repeat with any other type of detail, such as skin wrinkling or under the skin muscle texture. And once that layer of clay has been added, I will go over it with a texture roller and give this Allosaurus the scaly skin that it deserves. Basically, I took a piece of gray Sculpey, I just turned into a mushroom, and then with a few different sized ball styluses, I lightly poked holes in and around the dome of the mushroom stamp, and then baked it in the oven, and that's what you see right here. And that's why I love me some texture stamps and texture rollers. Whether they're made out of clay, epoxy putty, or even rubber latex. They can help you out in a pinch, especially when you need to make something with this kind of detail in mind. And now we're moving on to the head. And this is kind of where I started to lose my sanity a little bit. Don't worry, like I said, we will get there, I promise. It is a light foreshadowing. Always with this channel. Light foreshadowing. And I'm laying it on very thick this I decided to repurpose some eyes from Otis, as I felt like they weren't up to par with what I wanted out of my sweet baby boy. So after applying some eyelids, I decided to go along the sides of the snout and across the antorbital fenestrae to kind of define that a little bit. I also decided to add him a little snoot after said modifications were made. I then went and added a flat piece of clay to the top side of the snout, and this is going to be the start of Allosaurus' iconic lacrimal crest that sits just in front of the eye. But of course, this ain't no regular Allosaurus. It's Johnny the Allosaurus. I wanted to capitalize a little bit more on that antorbital fenestrae, so I decided to go in with some worms of clay after I finished the crests in front of the eyes, and try to bring them out just a little bit. In life, the animal's antorbital fenestrae, which is the hole in front of the eye, would have been this visible to the naked eye. But I wanted to give it some artistic flair. Maybe this animal is a little more sickly than the others. Maybe it's a little hungry, and it's hunting down something. And once the hand beans are taken care of, I decided that before baking the animal's entire body in the oven, moving on to the legs, I applied the bottom jaw, added some teeth. I took out those eyes because I didn't like how big they were, and I just decided to add in some little clay spheres. But I also added in some wrinkling detail, kind of like that of the lizard's neck, a dewlap, if you will. And now I'm starting with the legs. And this is the final product. I will admit it looks really good, but I will also admit I didn't like the way it looked when I painted it, and then I decided to scrap the head because I didn't like the head that much, and then I tried to make another one and it didn't work. So as customary on this channel, I decided to remake it completely. And it was better for the project because look at how amazing this thing is. I even made a little guy. Since this is Dino Crisis themed, it's going to be Trap member. And I've fallen in love with this thing. And now we get into the paint. For the base, I went with a mixture of dark gray, ivory white, and off-white. I think that brought all of it together in one solid whitish or lightish gray color. And that's exactly what the Allosaurus needed. And that's exactly what it looks like with the 2D art and the 3D model itself. For the stripes on the top, I went with a mixture of, that gave me a nice dark navy blue that I was looking for. I also wasn't bargaining for the topical colors being so intricate. Even looking at the 2D render, it's still kind of hard to see the full, patterning of the animal. But the 3D render is also very pixelated, so that's also very hard to gauge as well. So I kind of had to guess on certain areas. And my guess looks like they came out a little bit correct, especially with the side. I kind of lost my mind a little bit with the torso, the sides of the torso, rounding down to the belly. I thought I had ruined it all, but I actually fell upwards. And that's kind of what I said earlier in this video. Falling upwards. That's what we're doing here. But enough of my voice. I'll let this be, and I'll see you in a sec. top 5 hardest times I've ever clenched my butthole because I did not want to mess this up. This seemed to be like one of the easiest, if not the easiest part of the animal's paint job, besides the wash. And I thought I was going to screw it up so bad. I was about to punch myself in the face. But it came out quite nice. It was a little interesting. You'll see here in a sec. It starts off as just like a normal, like quote-unquote dinosaur-looking stripe. But then there's just a random little squiggly squirrel right there. And it's so interesting, but also so bizarre. And then a little tiny one after that. So many hidden details that I didn't understand. And I'm so glad I'm old and decrepit and my teeth are falling out, that I can appreciate this more. And while I'll let Johnny dry, this is Manuel, a Trat member who, unfortunately, will be meeting his end more sooner rather than later. This is my first time making a human. Please be kind to me in the comments. I think I did pretty darn good. I'm also really proud about how this wash came out. For those of you who don't know what a wash is, it's very simple. A wash is basically just watered down paint. What you do is you take more water and paint, you mix them together, and it gives you a wash. You apply this to figurines, dioramas, or whatever have you that have a lot of texture, hidden grooves. And what you do is apply it very liberally around the figure itself. And then before it dries, dab away the excess to allow those crinkles and cracks to be filled with that color to help bring out the detail. And after I dabbled off the wash, I went in with light purple and dry brushed the crests. And for those of you who don't know what dry brushing is, basically the exact opposite of a wash. You take the paint on your brush and you wipe it away as much as you can, leave your brush a little bit drier. And you go over with a bunch of raised surfaces to help bring out even more detail and texture. Once I let Johnny dry, nothing else left to do but paint the base. I was kind of racking my brain about what exactly I wanted for the base, maybe the crack runs ground, busy, so I opted for the most appropriate, a low poly green. I just covered the BF4 dark green, favorite green, sponge. Off camera, I decided to add a little bit of mud to this game trailer. You can see where give it, yeah, as Dino Crisis should. The mud, I just mixed a bunch of brown paint with Mod Podge and a little bit of sand. And with everything all painted and taken care of, and without no further ado, here's Johnny.
Sunbeams forming a shadow far afield. We're floating, just carried by levity, sensing a feeling of love through every wing.
And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making this video. It was such a fun and wild adventure, and I could not be happier with the end result. I was thinking about starting a Patreon towards my 100 subscriber milestone, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. So just let me know in the comments down below. Maybe we'll start small with the $2 tier list and then build from there. So let me know if that's something you guys are into. I appreciate your support. I love you guys. That's it for this one. And as always, take care.